is going on? It is Fred from the Red Chair Reviews. It is 2024. I haven't done a video in a while, so there's a vinyl tag happening right now for the start of the new year. A cool way to get people in the vinyl community back engaged with their channel. I was watching Dylan on the old Noble Records site. He always does such great videos. He's always churning out great content. So he did this 20-question vinyl tag video that he thought maybe could inspire other people. So I decided it's time to do the Red Chair Reviews vinyl tag. I got 20 questions here that Dylan had answered, and it came from another artist in the vinyl community, which I'll tag him below in the comments. But here we go. I'm going to answer these 20 questions for you. A wide variety. I've got all the records to show you here, so let's get started. The first question is your favorite album you purchased in 2023. For me, there's no question what my favorite record of the year was, and it was my favorite album that I purchased. It's Neon Noir by Villa Velo. Obviously, the front man of Him. He went on a solo tour across Europe and across the US. We did pick up a purchase. We purchased a copy of this colored vinyl here that's signed by him from the record. If you enjoyed Him, I think this is the best thing that he's done in any form in well over a decade. So this is just a really cool record. So if you haven't heard Neon Noir yet, go check this record out. It is just full of awesome earworms. Next question is the last record that we bought in 2023, and the last record that we bought in 2023, thanks to my wife. Bush's Razor Blade Suitcase, this kind of shiny, different version. My favorite thing about my wife is she doesn't know whether we have Razor Blade Suitcase on vinyl or 16 Stone on vinyl. She's always confused which one we have, which one we don't. We have them both, but she keeps buying copies back and forth, trying to get the one we don't have. But this is another version of Razor Blade Suitcase. We bought this right at the end of 2024 on December 30th at a record store in Youngstown at Westside Bowl. And so this is what we picked up there. Third question is, what band do you know that has released 2 albums in 1 year? And now these 2 records didn't come out in the same calendar year, but they came out within 12 months of each other. And for me, they kind of feel like 2 parts of the same awesome puzzle. The legendary Biffy Clyro. We have here, of course, A Celebration of Endings and The Myth of the Happily Ever After. They're kind of like 2 pieces of one long record, but they feel very different. It's right in the middle of the pandemic. They kind of were releasing this, and they put this out in the beginning of 2021, I think. It's somewhere around there. It all kind of blends together because that time of our life blends together for everyone. But these 2 Biffy Clyro records, I think, are very unique and cool, and they just feel like a nice puzzle piece that kind of fits together. So if you haven't heard these 2 records by Biffy Clyro, make sure you check them out. Question 4 is, if you could listen to music from just one decade, what decade would you choose? I love music from various decades. I try to listen to old music, new music, but I was a teenager in the 90s, man. In the 90s, I think were just a great time for music. You had grunge, great hard rock, great metal. Everything was in there. So I've chosen Type of Negative's Bloody Kisses, their vampire record, I guess you'd say. But I just love grunge and heavy metal and rock from the 90s. If I've only got one decade, give me 1990 to 1999. I'll take it. I can find all sorts of great records there, hundreds of great records, and grunge is there. I still love grunge, man. Dad rock. I'm not even a dad, but man, that grunge still gets me. The next says, show a band from Manchester. I'm assuming that this list may have originated in Manchester. I don't know why we're doing Manchester. But if I got to pick one group from Manchester, I'm going with a pretty common one, the Smiths. The Queen is Dead. I've really been just kind of falling in love with the Smiths over the last few years. I still don't like Morrissey as a dude, but this music is pretty good, and his delivery is I think what makes the band so great. So this record here, Manchester, if I got to pick one band, I'm going with the Smiths.
See, the sea wants to take me, the knife wants to slit me. Do you think you can help me?
The sixth question is band or singer you've listened to the most in 2023. My Spotify Wrapped told me this, but I already knew for me what it was. I kind of got middle of June, July, I got into this big kick, and I just kept listening to the same 5 albums by the same dude over and over and over again. It's my boy Stevie. It's my boy Stevie. This album here has a song called Superwoman. It's the second song on the album. I couldn't quit listening to it for like a month straight. I listened to it yesterday. I can't quit listening to Stevie Wonder. This like 5 album stretch that he had, Songs in the Key of Life, Inner Visions, Music of My Mind. Those records are just so great. And I was in the top 0.1% of listeners in the world to Stevie Wonder this past year. I just listened to him for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. I just think he's great.
When the summer came, you were not around. Now the summer's gone and love cannot be found. Where were you when I needed you last winter?
The next question asked me to share 7 inches. I didn't feel like just going and collecting a bunch of 7 inches, so just grabbed a box set of 7 inches instead. This 2009 Reprise Records box set of Green Day is pretty cool. It has 21 individual singles inside of it, and it's signed by Billy Joe, so that's kind of cool. This has Longview, Welcome to Paradise, Brain Stew, a lot of their singles that they became known for. Spans a large part of their career, and it's a cool little box set, all 7 inches.
As time ticks by, still I try. No rest for cross-chops in my mind. On my own, here we go.
The 8th question is very interesting. If you could invite 4 musicians, living or dead, past or present, to a dinner party, to a pretend dinner party, who would you invite? Well, I've chosen 4, I think, very diverse and interesting artists. My first pick would be my favorite living musician, Elton John. I would love to talk to Sir Elton John and just pick his brain, see, talk to him about his career and what he's still looking to do in the future. I know he still plans on recording music, so I'm excited to hear that, but I'd like to talk to the man. Also, obviously not around anymore, George Harrison would be great. My favorite Beatle. I really have found the way he handled life, in particular like the end of life and what rebirth was. I think he was just a really complex and interesting guy. I don't think he was pretending to be. I think he really was. So George Harrison would be cool. The new Emmy award-winning Weird Al Yankovic, halfway to an EGOT, Weird Al is. A legend, brilliant, hilarious. Would love to just talk to him and just have a beverage with him and just, I don't know, eat some tofu or something with the guy. It'd be interesting. And last but not least, Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains fame. We did get to meet Jerry a couple of years ago at a VIP kind of meet and greet thing, and he was really gracious and kind, but I would just like to sit down and talk with the guy a little bit more, just get to know him a little better, and just show my appreciation for what he's done musically and what he continues to do with new Alice in Chains music and new solo music all the time. So Jerry would be definitely my 4th choice. Number 9 was please talk about one musician who passed away in 2023. Right away, I kind of knew who I would pick. It would be Sinead O'Connor. I feel like Sinead got really a raw deal because of her protest on Saturday Night Live. She kind of got just kind of ignored for the rest of her lifetime musically because of tearing up a picture of the Pope. Obviously, the church was doing things that were very unsavory. She kind of called them out, and people turned their back on her. But beautiful music, tremendous musician, and just, I think, a really interesting and amazing person as well. So Sinead O'Connor, rest in peace.
I wanna make something beautiful for you and from you too.
Number 10 is if you could pick songs from only one country to listen to. You're going to listen to one country for the rest of your life. What country would you pick? I hate to be a homer, and there's a lot of great music from overseas and Europe and things, but I'm an American. I would pick the USA. I just think they have a lot of great grunge music that I've talked about earlier. I just love, and I think I could just find a lot of things in the United States to kind of cover everything that I love so much, both recent and old. Quick side note, greatest and most influential American band of all time? Who is it? In my opinion, it's the Beach Boys. The Beach Boys. What do you think? Can you think of a band in American history that's been more influential, more important? It's really tough to pick because most of the bands you're thinking about right now are from Europe. So, for me, most important American band as well. Beach Boys. It's a little side. It's a bonus one. Beach Boys. Comment below if you agree. Tell me who else is an American artist or musician who is just just unbelievably influential. Who am I missing?
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older, then we wouldn't have to wait so long? And wouldn't it be nice to live together in the kind of world where we belong?
Number 11 wants us to give a shout out to the vinyl community. 3 kind of channels we've been watching a lot. I'm going to go to my 3. I think 33 RPM Frank does some great stuff. I really like his topics, and just like the way he delivers his opinions, I think is great. I've been watching a lot of Brennan Snyder lately. Brennan does a great job of like, he's more of an old school, kind of like rock glam kind of guy. A lot of 80s rock and stuff, but I like him. I like him going to the record store, talking to the owner there. I think he's got a really cool channel and he's also got a gigantic collection, which I appreciate as well. And then I'm going to go with G.I. Sanders and NTX Vinyl. My wife and I both watch a lot of his videos. I think his store's got a really cool stock that you can pick from, and I think he's got really a nice. I love his videos when he shares his collection and talks about, especially he's a grunge guy, kind of like we are. He's around our age, and so we appreciate his videos as well. So I'm going to give a shout out to those 3 channels. Number 12, show a record you bought as a teenager. I always show the same one. I bought hundreds of records as a teenager. Actually, I bought CDs because CDs were cheap, and as a teenager, I was broke. But either way, Life of Agony's River Runs Red. I just love this record still to this day. It got me through so much as an angsty teen, and I think this album still holds up. It just sounds great. The riffage Alan Robert wrote for this, their bassist is like their main riff guy. The delivery, the vocals here by Caputo is incredible. River Runs Red is a classic, and when I think of my teenage self, this is the first show a funk or soul record. I'm taking these way out, man. Funkadelic, Maggot Brain. Who doesn't love this record? It's just a classic. If you want to hear just that unbelievable funk sound, you don't get better than Maggot Brain. This is just it. When you're done watching this video, or even if you want to stop now, go listen to this record. Funkadelic, Maggot Brain. This record is incredible.
Can you get? I wanna know if you can get to that. I recollect with the mixed emotions, all the good times we used to have. But you were making preparations for the coming separation, and you blew everything we had.
Number 14 says, show a record you think everybody has and a record you think nobody has. So for my everybody has, I'm going to go with Metallica's Black Album. It's from Walmart of all places as well. I think everybody has a copy or multiple copies of the Black Album by Metallica. It's just kind of like millions and millions of copies sold. So this one, everybody's got Metallica's Black record. I don't know if a lot of people have Nunslaughter's album Evening at War, which was recorded live at the Blind Lemon in Lakewood, Ohio, which is not even an hour away from me. My own band has played there multiple times, but Nunslaughter, just aggressive, brutal, kind of tied in with the Cleveland scene. There's only 100 copies of this record. I don't know how many are still floating around, but it's just really, it's a cool live record from 1999, and it's just hard to find, and I don't think a lot of people have Nunslaughter records, let alone this one, so. Female artist, she's great, a female artist from 2023. I listened to a lot of female artists, but I didn't buy a lot of records. I just listened to a lot of music by female artists. I streamed a lot of records, but I'm going to get this record. I'm just going to show it here. It's Arlo Parks' album, My Soft Machine. There's a deluxe edition that had just come out not too long ago. And there's a song called Devotion, which I just can't get out of my bloodstream. It's just so good and so catchy. It's just got a vibe. I love it.
Gonna be falling off my soul, but a door inside you. Shaking in top tones, glitter in my bones. Love you like I don't know better. Girl, I wanna protect you, I do. Oh, your touch embroiders me. I'm wide open. All yours, baby. Calm down like a billion tons. All yours, baby.
16 is about what's my favorite video I posted this year. I didn't post a lot on YouTube in 2023, unfortunately, but I will say I was really happy with my Alice in Chains tier list video. Got a good response. Tier list videos do really well for me as opposed to the rest of my content, so I may need to do more tier list videos. People really seem to enjoy those, but I think my Alice in Chains tier list got a lot of good engagement, a lot of good response, and I was happy with the final product. As far as my favorite video that I saw this year, I really enjoyed Dylan's tour of his music room for Noble Records. It's just, the collection he's got is amazing, and I like the way he organizes it. It's very interesting. It's very different from my alphabetical structured thing. He does genre mix. He does like genre organizations and just kind of has random things placed that he knows where they're at. I think that was kind of cool, which is a really fascinating video to watch. So shout out to Noble Records again there. Show a record that he thinks is a 90s classic. This was hard. There's so many that I could pick, but I really think Purple by STP is just unbelievable. Still to this day, whenever I put this record on, I just could listen to it straight through. No skips, no stops. It just sounds amazing. The engineering, the decisions made, the songwriting, the delivery, the performance, the vocal delivery. It's just everything about Purple is just still mesmerizing to this day to me. So this 1994 record by STP is their pinnacle, and I think maybe the pinnacle of like 90s rock. Next one is, if you could walk into a cover, take one album cover, if you could just walk in and be in that cover, just check out what's going on when they were taking the photo, what would you pick? I picked Tripod by Alice in Chains. I just want to give Tripod pets. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. No, not so much a leg, but good boy. This Tripod record to me is just an awesome Alice in Chains record. And I think it'd been cool to see them taking this photo. See, you know, what's going on with Tripod here. How's he feeling? Looks like he's having a bit of a rough go there, but I think it's an iconic record cover for some reason. It just really stands out to me. And I would have liked to have been there. We're almost done. Number 19, an album you know so well. It's almost like a greatest hits record. I kind of picked this because of my wife. She was listening to this Foo Fighters record over and over again. And I said, well, what's your favorite Foo Fighters record? She said, well, I like their greatest hits. And this is before they put out a greatest hits. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you know, their greatest hits, you know, one by one. This is not a greatest hits. This is just another record of theirs. But she loved the song so much on this that she thought it was like their greatest hits record pretty much. So this is still, we still refer to this as the Foo Fighters greatest hits, even though it's just one by one. This is like our inside joke of this. So I really enjoyed this record a lot. Have It All, Times Like These, Halo. It's such a great record. So a non-greatest hits that we still call a greatest hits just because we love it so much.
It's times like these you learn to live again. It's times like these you give and give again. It's times like these you learn to love again.
And last but not least, I'm supposed to show you an album from 1974. I picked two. First of all, I picked Linda Ronstadt's Heart Like a Wheel because I think Linda Ronstadt's voice is unbelievable. She was a powerhouse vocally. She's still a powerhouse, but vocally she was so powerful then. And as a young boy, I couldn't believe that someone could sound so strong and amazing. And her delivery, her music, everything about her was so great, you know, in this era.
And my love for you is like a sinking ship, and my heart is on that ship out in mid-ocean.
And then for some reason, this Suzi Quatro record, as a kid, I don't know, something about it. She just looks so badass. And they're drinking the beer. This just, to me, as a 4-year-old kid, like, I remember looking at this record and being like, it just felt rebellious. It felt dangerous to me. So my two records from 1974 that I chose, Linda Ronstadt, Suzi Quatro, two opposite ends of the spectrum, but both awesome women. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed Vinyl Tag 2024. You should do this too. You know, tag me so I can come check out your video. If you like this, like, subscribe, share, tell people about it. This was really a fun thing and a nice way for me to get back into the groove here for 2024 with Red Chair Reviews. So I hope to see you more. Stay tuned, subscribe, and we'll see you around.
Ripping at my heart with your flirtatious